Meier Clinics has provided exceptional Christian counseling services since 1976. Over the years, we've witnessed the healing of countless lives. Witnessing that change has encouraged us to continue the growth and development of Meier Clinics. Today, you'll hear more about our mission, including how we're partnering with Naomi's House to provide counseling to victims of human trafficking, our work in the Lawndale community, and how we're helping to develop the next generation of Christian counselors via our doctoral student training program.
The Meier Clinics is committed to providing comprehensive mental health services that address the needs of the whole person, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, through promoting wellness and reducing barriers to accessible care. There are just millions of people around the world, even here in the United States, who really need mental health, comprehensive mental health care. Since 1976, we've provided mental health care to those who needed it and wanted it, whether they could afford it or not. We figured out ways to help people. In 2001, we became a nonprofit organization so that we could accept donations and use the donations to provide charitable care. We love meeting the needs of people that need our services. I love what I do. I'm 73 and I still practice full-time psychiatry, and I hope when I'm in my 90s I can still do it at least part-time. Every day at the end of the day I feel like, wow, I've helped make people's lives that were depressed happy, that were having panic attacks to be at peace, and that had lives that were meaningless to find God. And I just love what I do, and I love what we do as a clinic. And so we try to really make that available, and we hope to keep on making that available in the future to all kinds of people, whether they can afford it or not. And we really need your contributions to be able to do that. We'll use any contribution that you give, 100% of it, to help people that can't afford it.
My name is Carol Davis Surpass. I am a counselor in our Catalyst Day program. I see clients on an outpatient basis, and I also do some work with Naomi's House, which is a recovery home for women who are healing from being victims of human trafficking. Meier Clinics and Naomi's House both have the same aims: to heal hurting people in the name of Christ. And we were delighted to partner with them to provide counseling services for their ladies in recovery. Each of the women in Naomi's House has a counselor. Here at Meier Clinics, we help them with recovery from trauma, help for addictions, and also for many of them, it is introducing them to a relationship with Jesus Christ. Again, the ladies have been so wounded by life, and it has really robbed them of their joy and their confidence. This is an opportunity for them to find healing and to build a new life for themselves. The best part is seeing the transformation, and they get connected with school and jobs, and when they see that they have a future and a purpose and have infinite value in the eyes of the Lord.
Lawndale Christian Health Center, we are a medical home for the west side of Chicago. And so what that means is that we serve a population of 63,000 patients. It's really tough on the west side sometimes to get access to quality, affordable health care. And so that's one of our missions. And that's why we've been here for 34 years. We have primary care, OB, pediatrics, dental, pharmacy, optometry, and behavioral health, all here right under the same roof. There's still a lot of stigma in our community about seeking mental health services, but they might come to their primary care doctor, especially one like Lawndale that they've been to throughout the course of their life, or it's the clinic on the corner that they know really well in their community. So we'll come in and do a brief intervention with them. We'll do an assessment, but that might only be 15 to 30 minutes. And so for some of our patients, they need longer ongoing care. And so they might need to be transitioned over to outpatient therapy, and we don't provide those services here. We feel really blessed to know that we can confidently hand over our patients to Meier for that ongoing care, and they're still going to be receiving primary care with us and sometimes behavioral health check-ins, and we can say, how's it going with your therapy over at Meier? It's just in our building right across the street. And so we really feel good about that partnership because it's helping to bridge those gaps in our community.
North Lawndale is one of the most impoverished areas in Chicago. Being a therapist in this community has been very challenging, but at the same time, it's very rewarding. It's rewarding because we can see the hope and the restoration that Christian counseling can bring to this community. My background in counseling is addictions. I'm a certified alcohol and drug abuse counselor, but I also work as a part-time pastor. I see a variety of clients, from families to children to couples. But the most common issue that I see in my clients is trauma. When trauma is not addressed, depression, anxiety, and addictions possess any person. Working for Meier Clinics has been a dream for me. Meier Clinics is one of the most trusted names in Christian counseling. I thoroughly believe that Christian counseling can provide any person, regardless of their background or where they're coming from, the hope and restoration they need to live a successful and meaningful life. Just the other day, I called one of my clients who inquired about our services in Lawndale, and when I called her, she said that she was praying for a Christian counselor to be in this area. So when I hear people talking about the impact that we're making in Lawndale, that makes me to believe that we are in the right place and working with the right people.
For our patients, many of whom they're below the poverty level, to be able to access the quality, affordable care that Meier provides is an impossibility. So when Meier comes in and is able to graciously offer an extra discounted Lawndale rate, our patients are able to come in and pay really minimal fees, which still for our patients, that's a huge investment. And that's really the only way that this has been made possible. We want the message to be that God cares about every part of this community that's often forgotten, this community that oftentimes is portrayed in the news as when you see those scenes of the west side of Chicago, many times that's here in our neighborhood. But what the news cameras don't often picture are the stories of resilience, are the ways in which God is moving.
Hi, I'm Ashton Winslow. I'm a diagnostic practicum student here at Meier Clinics, which means I help with the psychological testing of patients in the Catalyst program.
Student training program at Meier Clinics is a doctoral level student training program that includes every level of training that a student would need while attending a doctoral program.
The student training program at Meier is absolutely tremendous. I've always felt really supported here. The supervisors, the administrative staff, everybody here treats you like you're just another colleague. You're just someone who actually works here as opposed to being just another student. I've always felt really supported in both my professional role and also in my personal role. People are always asking here, is there anything you need prayer for, or is there anything you need to be supported by, whether that's hey, I need to turn this assessment report in a couple days just because I've got finals. Anything and everything you can possibly imagine. Meier's really supportive and does a really good job of making you feel very much at home and very much like you're welcomed here.
The idea behind starting this program is Meier Clinics really wanted to raise up and develop solid Christian psychologists and neuropsychologists. So students who really know how to integrate their faith with their practice. They are learning about how to talk about the faith that's in the room. How do they integrate that? What does it look like? So our students, by the time they leave our training program, feel competent in terms of what integration looks like.
I feel my time here has really done a good job of preparing me for the next step in my career. I'm a diagnostic student, so I'm doing psychological assessments, but I'm also wanting to do college counseling down the road, which means I'm looking for a lot of experience in group therapy or individual therapy. And so just by virtue of the fact that I asked for this, Meier Clinics was very supportive. They came around me, they asked, how can we help you towards that goal?
All students tend to experience what we call an apprenticeship model, where the supervisors are really taking more of a back seat and doing more of the observing while the students are taking the lead. All of our students receive supervision, and they all receive didactic training, which is actually hands-on learning. Our students here, because we have such a broad basis of training, really learn not only from one another, but our students can really have the opportunity to be able to move between departments here. It's a very broad-based experience and a very comprehensive experience while they're here.
I'd say the most rewarding part of the training program has been being able to watch our clients really change and grow significantly over the course of the program. So clients come in, they're going to be here for anywhere from 3 to 4 weeks, and they usually come in a pretty dark place where they're here for a reason. And throughout the course of the program, we get to see them change and grow and end up in a much better place, especially since we're working with a multidisciplinary team where we're all consulting, we're all talking, we're all sharing kind of what we're seeing happen for the client. It's really beneficial to be able to see both how the work I'm doing with our clients is contributing to their ability to grow and change, as well as the work of everybody else in the staff team. We're all working together towards the goal of helping this one client move from a dark place to a much brighter place and being able to see how life is going to turn out well for them. And that's been very rewarding to sit through.
Hi, I'm Nancy Brown, and I'm the president of Meier Clinics. Dr. Paul Meier and I have worked together for 42 years, and our goal is to reach people one person at a time with mental health services that transform their lives physically, emotionally, and spiritually. We provided over $700,000 of charitable care last year, but we are not able to continue to do that without partners like you. Will you join us and partner with us as we provide this charitable care and make a difference in the lives of those who come to us? We're binding up the brokenhearted, and you can be a part of that.